Yes, I'm looking at the imum.com website. We're going to take a look at the site, see how everything looks, and give you a general idea of some of the positives and if I stumble across any negatives or any suggestions that we see as we go through the site. Straight off, when I look at it, I like the logo, like the nice top, the way that everything is laid out. All the nice navigation here. I like the way that the buttons or the menu items light up when you navigate, and they have the drop downs as well. So looks like that is nice navigation. Nice placement of the social media buttons up there at the top. Nice spacing. It's not bad if you were looking to do some space to gain those and maybe set those apart just a little bit. Maybe get rid of a little bit of that space in between, but really isn't bad. It looks fine out there and it balances out the page. Taking a look here, we've got the reviews, the news, interviews, articles, free apps, the giveaways, and the tutorials. Just go back. Some of those do drop down as well, and the drop down looks nice. Nice even scroll down. So those are nice. I've seen some that don't work as well, and the popovers work well too. So very nice there. Scrolling on down, you have the search box. Always nice to have forefront on the site. And I actually looked at this a little bit before I started recording. One suggestion I would have is your subscribe box looks like it gets lost in all of the advertising. So you might want to try and see if you can put that in another location. I don't know if you want to move that more up towards the top to get that moved up where people can actually see it and they pay attention to it. It would be nice to get that moved off. People have a tendency not to pay attention to advertising on your site. It might be a little bit different because of the content, and it looks like some of the advertising that I'm seeing here really aligns well with your topics. So might want to do that. There's the newsletter. Yeah, and I'm looking here. You've got two different subscribe boxes here. So when I'm looking at that, I'm seeing that I've got the subscribe, and then you have the newsletter. And if there's a way that you could combine those and then maybe do checkboxes and let someone choose if they want to do the newsletter or if they want to be updated on posts or if they want both. So if that could be combined, it would be cleaner to do that. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of your content here. Let's read more about the site. Let's see how that navigation goes. And it's going to switch over, and then there's the about, and links over to Facebook and Twitter. So we do have that there. Let's take a look at the connection to Twitter really quick. And I'm just going to go ahead and follow you. So that clicked over really nice. Nice layout there. Let's go ahead and go back to your site. Again, the nice search, advertising looks nice. The only thing, again, I'm seeing here, and it's your advertising, so that really isn't bad. I'm sure you're working on getting your advertising put together, but tying that in, it does look like that gets lost. And same thing here with the imum on Facebook, your like, and your follow, and your Google Plus. They seem to get lost. So if you want to somehow get your content to stand apart from the advertising so it doesn't get buried and lost in there, would probably be a good move. A lot of white space on the scroll there, which happens when you have those side banners, and then your navigation on the bottom. And there's the top mommy blogs, your recent posts, your disclaimer down on the bottom, and a banner down on the bottom. Nothing wrong with that. And let's go ahead and take the look at the 10 giggly gorillas. And we're going to go ahead and jump over. That navigates over well. And there's your subscribe link, your Facebook, your like, your LinkedIn, your +1, and your tweets. Nice to have the numbers there, and it looks like you got the traffic for those. That's one thing that I usually look for. Sometimes when your blog's just getting started, to actually have the call-outs on the numbers is not a positive, because people aren't seeing numbers there, and it makes it look like your site isn't getting the navigation, which it appears yours is. So you're getting those good numbers there. So that is a plus. You've also got your more likes here. You've got the navigation on the bottom. And your call out box about Mary. And that all looks nice. And you've got all of your comments down in the bottom. So you've got people commenting back. Very nice. You've got the app reviews. 0 to 1, 2 to 3. Let me take a look at 4 to 5. We got a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I'm definitely going to be bookmarking this and be back to review. I know I don't have the iPhone. I'm not an iDad. I'm more of an Android market, but I know that a lot of these have crossover, and my parents do use those iPads. What is the Fast Free 5? Articles look nice. There's the 10 giggly gorillas that I was just looking at. Touchy Books giveaway. Very nice layout there. Break before the footer. All laid out really nice. I really like the appearance of the site. The navigation looks good. And you got your guest reviewer guidelines. Let's go ahead and pop through some more of the site really quick to give you an idea of the look and feel. Guest review guidelines. Looks like that's fairly easily spelled out. Feel free to email me. One thing that might be nice that you could link to for your guest reviews is if you actually had a form on your site where they could submit, so they could actually fill in the title and type or paste their post in there. I mean, they can always email it to you, but if you have it right on the site where they don't have to leave, that would be probably a very nice way to put that in there, unless I'm logged into the imum.com website. So they can post it online. So that's what I get for not reading through all of the text. So they can post that online. So that's nice there as well. How to write a review. That's going to be laid out there. That's very nice. Become a guest reviewer. Take a look at that. Oh, there's all the information there. Now, that's one thing that I might do when I'm looking at the guest reviews, just from a logical standpoint, is take a look at moving that, become a guest reviewer. Yep, right there. Kind of like you have it there. Oh, looks like you got a capital E there. Probably want to catch that. So you've got to become a guest review, how to write a review. So it's laid out there, but when you look at your guest reviews, the guest review guidelines come first. So you might want to reverse those and flip those around so that they line up very similar to the way that you have them on the guest reviewer's main site there, where it's become a guest reviewer, how to write, and then the guest reviewer guidelines. So that would be a suggestion that I would have there. On the developers review request, let's go ahead and take a look at that. We've got the review request. Oh, and you've actually closed that down. So the form is currently closed. So probably we're getting quite a few because your site does look very nice and it looks like you do have the traffic. So I can see where people would be interested. Review request. One thing that you might want to do, just because you do have this developers page and you have that shut down and save them from jumping over to the review request, you might want to put a note on this page as well that that is shut down. We'll go ahead and take a look at the PR and advertising. August 2011, so you're pretty new. You have all the information. That looks very nice. Very well laid out. Let's go back. I'm curious about something. Let's double check just how your links are set up. And it says form currently closed there as well. I have noticed on some sites where they don't close off all of their links. So where they have it in one place, they end up then linking to the form somewhere else, and you end up getting requests submitted through another process, through another page. And it looks like all of those are there. But it also does look, when I clicked over, that when I went from the PR and advertising and I clicked on this form, that link is actually set up to open in a new tab. So it did kick over to a new tab, and it does kind of break apart your navigation, and it might throw someone when they can't get that back button to work if they don't notice that you opened up a new tab on them. So watch that. You want to be careful on your navigation there. Frequently asked questions. It's coming soon. And your contact form, the newsletter. You have the information there for the newsletter. And it looks like that also broke out of your navigation. So I don't know if you wanted it to do that, but it does look like your newsletter kicked you out of your navigation. And I do have the login. And it kicks me back to a WordPress. So this does break away from your theme. This is something that you might want to try and nest so that it does blend in with your site a little bit more. So let's go ahead and kick back. And take a look at your contact page. And it has all of your information. Good to note there that you are kicking out of the review request right now. So that does keep people from trying to bypass it and click it in there. I'm sure that you still get requests that way, but that's, at least you've mentioned it there. We looked at the home, we looked at the reviews. Take a look at the news. And you've got the different news articles there. And you have some interviews. Take a look at those. Looks like you have some nice interviews there. Looks like you've been very busy. The articles. Okay, so it looks like that's a crossover. It looks like it might tie in some of the tutorials as well. And the free apps. So you have all the free, and you have your giveaways. So this is listed as a, oh, it's a review and a giveaway, and a giveaway. So those are. I'll have to come back and check those out as well, and then your tutorials. And it looks like you've got two tutorials in there. So looks very nice. Site looks very nice overall. Not a whole lot that I saw. I did see that one capitalization issue. Other than that, great site.